Hey guys, it's Cameron again, and I am back for my very first book unhaul. I need to sell some books. I need to sell a few things because I need a new laptop really badly. The laptop that I have now is an HP laptop. It's about 5 years old, and it is literally falling apart. I have electrical tape wrapped around it to keep it together. I also have a fan that I have to keep on it whenever I'm working on my computer. Otherwise, my computer will overheat and shut down. It's really bad. I also have some 2x4s underneath of it in order for the heat to vent out. And it also runs very slow. It's very old. It's just not working the way it used to. So it's very hard for me to edit videos. That's why I don't make as many videos as I used to, is because whenever I get on my computer to edit, it just runs so slow that I end up giving up. I just get frustrated and that's it. I can't work on it anymore. So as you can see, I need a new laptop and I would love to get something really nice. I would like to get a MacBook Pro so that way I could just go to Apple and not have any more problems like this. Unfortunately, MacBook Pros are a little bit expensive and I don't really have the money to do that right now. So I'm doing this book unhaul, and if you would like to buy any of these books, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Don't send me a tweet on Twitter or a direct message. Please leave a comment in the comment section below letting me know what books you want. That way other people can go and see which books are reserved already, and then they'll know which books are taken and which books aren't. So if there's any of these books that you see that you want, go in the comment section, make sure it's not been reserved yet by somebody else, and then leave me a comment telling me the books that you want. Afterwards, you can go onto my Twitter and send me a direct message there confirming the books that you want, and then also sending me your email address so that way I can send you an invoice via PayPal. If you don't have a Twitter, that's fine. You can send me an email at bookmovieguy@gmail.com, and you can tell me your email address there as well as all of the books that you want. As I'm going through these books, I will tell you the prices. They're all super cheap. Don't worry, I'm not selling these for very much at all. There's only a couple of books toward the end that are pretty rare that I'm selling for about $20. Most of these are going to be $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, somewhere in there. Now, if I do send you an invoice through PayPal to your email, please pay within the first 2 days. If you don't pay within the first 2 days, I am going to delete your comment from this video so that way people will see that those books are no longer reserved. Also, it doesn't matter how many books you get. You could get 1, you could get 20, it doesn't matter. Either way, it's going to be a $4 flat shipping fee just to cover the shipping expenses. And if you do order anything, I am going to be throwing in arcs and bookmarks and things like that. Just some bonus things. And you're not going to know what you get. It'll be a surprise. But I'll be sure to throw in some extra goodies as a thank you. All right, I think that's all, so on to the books. The first stack that I'm starting out with right here are all young adult hardcovers. These are all first editions. They are brand new. Some of these have never been read. If they have been read, they don't look like it because I'm very careful with my books. These are all $3, so $3 first editions, hardcover, not too bad a deal. So the first one I have here is called Thicker Than Water, and it is by Carla Jablonski, and this is a vampire novel. Here I have Black City by Elizabeth Richards, and its sequel, which is called Phoenix. Orleans by Sherry L. Smith. Wildfire by Kirsten Knight. Virals by Kathy Reeks. I can't remember how you pronounce her name, but it doesn't matter because I'm getting rid of it. Survive by Alex Morel, and Marley's Ghost by David Levithan. Those are all of the books that are $3 a piece. And moving on, I have a stack of more young adult hardcovers, all first editions, all brand new. These are all $4 a piece. The first one here is Star-Crossed by Josephine Angelini. Blight by Alexandra Duncan, which came out just this past year. The Catastrophic History of You and Me by Jess Rothenberg. Luminous by Dawn Metcalf. Beautiful book right there. Burning by Danielle Rollins, which is a sci-fi horror kind of book. Just came out recently. The Edge of Everything by Jeff Giles. This is another one that just came out this past year. It's pretty cool with the words on the pages. And last for this set of books, I have The Glass Arrow by Kristen Simmons. Like I said, all of these books are $4 a piece. And here are a couple more young adult hardcovers. These are just a little bit more money than the others because they're a little more sought after, I guess you can say. This one is The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. This is a first edition hardcover, never been read. brand new. This one's going for a little bit more online, so I'm only asking $7 for this. So if you're interested, let me know. And then here is the Nightshade trilogy by Andrea Kramer. I have the first book, Nightshade, with the original cover, the sequel, Wolfsbane, and the third book, which is called Blood Rose. These are all first editions, and I'm selling these as a set for $12. Now, if you are a fan of my horror paperback videos, you might want to check into these. I have a nice stack of horror paperbacks here. The first one is Death School by J.N. Williamson. This is a book from Zebra Books. It's very, very rare, and it's in very nice condition. If you're interested, I'm selling this one for $5, so just a little bit more than these others. This one right here is Superstitious by R.L. Stine. I'm selling this for only $1. Here I have a stack of John Saul books. I'm selling each of these for $1 a piece. So I have one of the books in the Blackstone Chronicles. This is part 3. I have The Right Hand of Evil, The Presence, and Guardian. This is Season of Passage by Christopher Pike. This is Christopher Pike's, I think, first adult novel. I'm selling this for $2. Daughters of the Moon by Joseph Curtin. I'm selling this for just $1. The Husband by Dean Koontz. This is $1. And The Spanish Cave, which is more of a sci-fi fantasy than it is a horror, but it's a very old book. This one's from 1966. So I'm selling this for $2. Alright, next up I have a stack of Buffy books. So for all my Buffy fans out there, here is, a copy of Mortal Fear. And this is a pretty big, chunky one. It's in brand new condition. I never read it. I just wound up with a duplicate copy of this one. So if you want it, I'm selling this one for $2. These are all $2 a piece. Child of the Hunt, book 1 in the Gatekeeper trilogy. This one is called Out of the Madhouse. Here are books 1 and 2 of The Lost Slayer, and then I have a few Angel books right here. This one is called Stranger of the Sun, Dark Mirror, and City of, all for $2 a piece. Of course, I can't do a video without mentioning Goosebumps, so I have a couple of Goosebumps here that I had as duplicates. So the first one I have is Give Yourself Goosebumps, book number 22, and this is called Return to the Carnival of Horrors. This is a pretty rare one. You don't come across it too often. It's in very nice condition. I'm selling this one for $3 just because it's a little more on the rare side. Then I have a couple more Goosebumps. These are all original editions with the original covers. And these are all $2 a piece. So I have Monster Blood 3, Go Eat Worms, The Haunted Mask, one of my favorite books of all time. It's so good, such a classic. And then Let's Get Invisible. Then I have a stack of just random children's books here. Most of these are spooky, kind of ghost story books. These are all $2 a piece. Most of these are pretty rare. I have Shivers, number 8, and this is called Terror on Troll Mountain. It's kind of a Goosebumps ripoff. The House in the Snow, Ghost Cat, Welcome In, book number 3. This is called The Skeleton Key. I don't really see these pop up very often. Same thing with this series right here, mostly ghosts. I hardly ever see these books anywhere. This one's called The Leaping Vampire. So these are some good vintage children's paperbacks from the 80s and 90s. Another popular author during the 90s was Bruce Coville. He wrote so many good ones, and I have a stack of his books here. These are all $2 a piece. I'm just getting rid of these because I have duplicates. I have Bruce Coville's book of Spine Tinglers, Tales to Make You Shiver, and I love the cover. It's awesome. Bruce Coville's book of Aliens, Bruce Coville's book of Nightmares, and Bruce Coville's book of Monsters. And then I have The Skull of Truth by Bruce Coville, I Left My Sneakers in Dimension X, My Teacher Flunked the Planet, My Teacher Fried My Brains, and My Teacher Glows in the Dark. So all of those books, $2 a piece. And then here's some more children's books. These are all $1, so these are pretty cheap. This is a pretty old one from the 60s. This is called Lassie, the Mystery of Bristlecone Pine. Another old one from the 60s. This is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. This is the movie tie-in that came out back in the 60s. A Gift of Magic by Lois Duncan. Lemony Snicket, the unauthorized biography. These are by Betty Wren Wright, who wrote a lot of ghost stories back in the 90s. This one is called Ghosts Beneath Our Feet. It's a vintage paperback. Out of the Dark, Ghost in the Family, and Too Many Secrets. So those are all $1. Another vintage paperback here. This is called Railway Ghosts and Highway Horrors by Daniel Cohen. Fangsgiving by Diane Curtis Regan. That is a vampire turkey. The Ghost Sitter, Jade Green, a ghost story by Phyllis Reynolds Naylor, who wrote the Shiloh series. Ghosts I Have Been by Richard Peck. There's a Dead Person Following My Sister Around. The Ghost's Grave, Pleasing the Ghost by Sharon Creech. The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury, classic. If you've not read this book, it's only $1. Please add it to your list because you will not be disappointed. Weasel by Cynthia DeFleece. Here I have a Boxcar Children book. This one is called The Creature of Agapogo Lake. And then here I have The Doomstone by Paul Zindel, who wrote a lot of really good, goopy, gory middle grade books back in the 80s and 90s. Middle grade books never got very gory, but Paul Zindel here, he laid it on. So those are all $1 a piece. All right, so here I have a whole stack of very, very old children's books. These were all published in the 60s and 70s. So these are all going to be $2 a piece. Here I have some very old Charlie Brown Peanuts books. The first one is We Love Snoopy. It's a mystery Charlie Brown. We're Playing Your Song, Charlie Brown. You're Not For Real, Snoopy. And Peanuts Secret Word Find Puzzles. And here are a few Flintstone books. So this one's just called The Flintstones. This one is The Flintstones, Jokes and Riddles, and Pebbles and Bam Bam and the Wicked Witch. Here is an old Whitman copy of Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. The House on Willow Street. The Nursery Alice in Full Color. This is an old one. This is from 1966, and it's basically just Alice in Wonderland in full color. The Man in the Long Black Cape. The Seven Voyages of Sinbad. A Ghostly Trio, Emile and the Detectives, which is kind of a classic, Wizard's Wacky Puzzles, Ghost Town Treasure, How to Care for Your Monster, Jack and the Beanstalk, and Sebastian Super Sleuth. So all of these vintage children's books are all $2 a piece. And then I have the first 3 books of the Shadow Children series by Margaret Peterson Haddix. These are all in paperback, but these are all signed by the author. I got to meet her and she signed these books for me. Mostly I'm just selling these because I'm more of a hardcover person, so I recently bought these in hardcover. And even though these are signed, I just don't really need the paperbacks anymore. So if you guys would like some signed books, I'm selling each of these for just $3 a piece. So $9 for the whole set. Almost done. I have a couple of very, very old vintage books here. This one is an old Sears Roebuck catalog. Now this is a reprint. This is from 1970, so it's still pretty old, but it actually reprints the old Sears Roebuck catalog, so it's kind of cool. This is $8, which is a little cheaper than what you would find online. I'm also selling this Bobbsey Twins at the Seashore. This is a very, very old Bobbsey Twins book. This is from 1950, so quite old. The pages are a little bit aged, and you know, it's a pretty rare book. There's the cover on the inside. It's pretty nice. I kind of don't want to sell it anymore, but if there's anybody who wants it, I'm selling this for $10. And then I don't even know what this is. I bought this at a thrift shop and just thought it looked really cool. The cover is carved. There's like a tree carved into the cover there. And it's got these deckled edges. It's kind of floppy, which is interesting. It's in really nice shape. It's really nicely bound. This book is from 1916. It even has the wax paper protecting the frontispiece right there. And this is called Little Journeys to the Homes of the Great. And that's all I know. Kind of a cool book. So if you want it, I'm selling this for $8. And then another old one right here is called Little Masterpieces. This is from 1901. This is a biography of Benjamin Franklin. I'm selling this for $1 just because it's not in the best shape. This is a first edition hardcover copy of So Long and Thanks for All the Fish by Douglas Adams, which is the 5th book in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy trilogy. So if you're missing this from your collection, here's a brand new looking first edition copy. This is from 1985. It's got the full number line, so it's a first printing. I'm selling this for $12. Here is Dead in the Family by Charlene Harris, which is one of the books in the Sookie Stackhouse series. This is just $2. And then here is The Ruins by Scott Smith, horror novel, hardcover, $1. So if you want it, it's $1. This is a big one. This one's a little bit more expensive. This is $25, and this is a box set of The Lord of the Rings. This is the red box set that was first released when these books very first came out in paperback. So pretty rare box set right here. $25 is a steal. You're not going to find this for $25 online. Very, very nice. Very nice condition. These books are flawless. They've never been read. These are the first time they were ever released in paperback. And then last but not least, I have a graphic novel here. I can't even pronounce the title on that. This is a very, very rare book. It sells for $25 to $30, somewhere in there. I'm selling this for $12. That's all I got. So quite a bit of books. If you all want to support my channel, I really appreciate it. If you just want to watch, I'm not going to hold it against you, I promise. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.